2.
Okay.
Ready? Okay. At this point, for bent knee triangle, you're going to take your right foot, turn your right toes towards the front of your mat. Make sure you look at your feet. Right heel towards your left arch. Make sure you're wide enough. Here's to go a little wider than you think. Square your shoulders towards the side of the room. Take your arms out parallel, palms facing the front of the room. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, and then bend into your right knee and look at your right knee and make sure it's right over your ankle. Make sure you can see your big toe. Try and get your thigh parallel to the floor. Kristen, if you can come up a little bit, so you can modify by lifting up a little bit. Kristen's in full pose with her thigh parallel to the floor. You're going to take a big inhale here. You're going to exhale, and you're going to start to slide your right arm down towards the inside. Kristen, if you can use the blocks. I'll modify with my forearm right above my knee. And your left finger's reaching up towards the ceiling. You can look down towards the floor as a modification. So you want to keep the rib cage stacked. Take your right hip, roll it underneath you. And really steady in the legs. And breathe. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep your knee bent, arms parallel. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten out your right leg, hands to your hips. Turn your right toes forward. Left toes rotate towards the back of your mat. Again, heel to arch, so look at that. Make sure you're there. Shoulders square towards the front of the room. You're going to take your arms out parallel to the floor. Take a big inhale. Exhale, you're going to bend into your left knee again. Look at your knee. Make sure you can see your big toe outside of the knee towards the outside of the pinky toe. Take a big inhale. Relax your shoulders. Exhale. Take your left arm to the inside of your knee, forearm right above your knee, or hand to the block, to the books. Good. Another modification, if it's too much with your right arm up towards the ceiling, just take your hand to your hip. You can look down, straight out in front of you, or up towards the ceiling. Make sure you're keeping your chest nice and open. Maybe you can bend into your knee just a little bit more. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You're going to come all the way up. Keep your arms parallel to the floor, knee bent. Exhale. Inhale. Straighten out the leg. Hands to the hips. Rotate your right toes forward. You're going to take your left foot, take a big step in. And I'm going to face you guys. So make sure your feet are offset a touch for balance, okay? And your hips are completely square. So take your hands, wrap them around your waist. Kristen's going to keep her hands at her hips. We're going to inhale. Take your arms up and overhead. Again, interlace your fingers, Charlie's Angel. Now tuck your chin towards your chest. As you come forward, you're going to round forward, okay? Reaching your fingertips down towards the floor. Trying to keep that right knee straight. You can keep your fingertips together like I'm doing, or you can release your hands, framing out your right foot. So release your hands. And then you want to bend your right knee as much as you need to and try and get your forehead to your knee. Now some of you may need to stay straight, and you can use your blocks. Trying to square up your hips to the floor. So lift that right rib cage up, right hip back, and rotate that left hip down towards the floor. So a nice big stretch into your hamstring, high up and towards your glute. Chin towards your chest, so you're also working your thyroid function here. Take one more breath in. Breath out. Kristen's going to reestablish the clasp of her hands. Keep your chin tucked to your chest. Squeeze your legs. Squeeze your belly. And come all the way up to stand. Kristen, you can use hands to the hips. Come up. Good. Release your hands to your hips. And you're going to rotate your toes, so come towards the front. And then all the way towards the opposite end of your mat. Again, separate your feet so you have some balance. Hips square. Inhale. Hands stay at your hips or arms come up and overhead. Interlace your fingers. Now tuck your chin to your chest. Glue it there. And then round forward. Good, so I'm going to keep my fingertips together. Kristen's going to release her hands to the blocks. And then Kristen's going to frame her feet. Bend your left knee as much as you need to. Try and tap your forehead towards your knee. If that's not going to happen for you, or you feel any irritation into your rib cage or in your belly, just keep your back nice and flat. Relax your neck. Square up your hips. So lift that left hip up and then roll that right hip down towards the floor. Breathing nice and easy. Take one more inhale. Exhale. So you're gonna bring your hands back together, squeeze your belly, keep your chin tucked, and lift all the way up to stand. Good, bring your hands to your hips and turn towards the front. Let's just keep our mats like this. Step your feet together. One last pose here in the standing part. We're gonna come into tree. So you're gonna keep your left foot on the floor, okay? You're gonna keep your hands at your hips. Take your right toes to the floor, sole of your foot towards your ankle. You can stay here. You're gonna start to feel that dance in your left foot here. Good, or you can start to slide your foot up. So you can take your foot right to your calf. Kristen's gonna come on up and take her heel towards her inner thigh. You can keep your hands to your hips. Take your hands maybe to heart center. Find your balance. Again here, a chair is really helpful or a wall. You can keep your hands at heart center, or you can take your arms up and overhead. Kristen.
That's me.
Into tall tree, yeah. If that feels good, right? You can take any variation you want. You can interlace your fingers. You can open up your arms. Really important not to take your foot to your knee joint. Keep it at your calf, or keep your toes to the floor. Take one more breath in. Breath out. And take your hands to heart center. Good, release your hands to your hips and release your right foot to the floor. I'm just gonna do tree this. I think the other one's too challenging, okay? Second side, so come up into the tippy toes of your left foot. Sole of your left foot comes at your ankle. So it's okay to feel like you're completely unbalanced here and dancing on your right foot. You're gonna keep your toes to the floor or start to slide your leg up, either coming right to your calf, or you can take the heel towards your inner thigh. Keeping your hands at your hips or hands to heart center. If you're feeling really balanced, you can challenge by taking the arms up and overhead. Maybe taking a different variation with your arms. Take one more breath in. Breath out. Release your hands back into heart center. Hands to your hips, and then release your left foot to the floor.